Hello, Spore here with an update after a long absence. If you came from my short, you know the gist of it, but if you didn't, I have been working on a rather sizable refactor, and it was altering a lot of stuff I had already showcased, so I felt making videos over the same content would have been rather boring. However, this caused me to keep pushing back video updates because I kept finding things here and there I wanted to polish, and that led to an impossible finish line. So with that out of the way, let's get into the changes. First thing is that I spent a lot of time learning SDFs, or signed distance fields. An SDF is basically a distance to the surface map of space that lets you define shapes. At any point in space, you can ask, how far am I from the nearest surface? And the answer is a single number. If you're outside the shape, it's a positive. If you're inside, it's negative. And right on the surface, it's 0. And with this, you can create more organic unions between different shapes. I found a really neat visualizer for this on ShaderToy. Here's a rectangle and a circle. Every point in space outside the shapes is dark gray, inside is white, and there's a thin, solid black line that defines the shape. And if I drag the circle into the rectangle, you can see them smoothly meld into each other. Now, the reason I spent the time learning this and implementing is really for the dig system. Up until now, digging has just been making individual holes or craters in the garden, which results in the whole thing ending up like Swiss cheese. And I really didn't like this. The garden is super important to me, and making it look right is on the top of my priority list. I wanted the whole shape of any pond you dig to be cohesive, organic shapes. And when implemented into the digging system, this is what we get. And I think it looks so much better. The next big change was terrain painting. It's sort of similar to the reason I wanted to change digging. The old system felt like a stamp and very rigid. The issue is that it's simply painting an individual tile at a time. And here's a more clear example of this happening. What I wanted was to give the player more artistic expression with painting the terrain. And to achieve this, I basically just altered how the textures can be painted to, and with these changes, painting looks like this. One additional thing I added was adding a soil rim to all of the holes that you dig, and this was actually a massive headache to implement, so instead of doing a deep dive into it, I'd rather just show it off. So now there will always be a rim of soil where you dig that cannot be painted over. And finally, I'd like to end the video with going over something new. Here is the new cursor system for the game. It's all driven by a Niagara system, and the intention is not only aesthetic, but also for accurate feedback for the player. So the default state is this circle of orbs you see that slowly rotate. But when you wish to perform game actions such as dig or pour soil, the orbs will move, showing various things. With dig, it will show you the location you're digging at, as well as the outer orb showing the player the area of influence the dig will have. Well, that's about everything I've been working on. Again, sorry it took so long to get an update out. I know a lot of people are wanting to see a new critter, so I promise that will be the next update. Stay tuned. As always, thank you for support, and I will see you all very soon.